Finally back to movies. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JBuck Studios, your home for reviews, reactions, and ridiculousness. Yesterday, though, I want to give a big shout out to everyone that was able to help out in the charity live stream that we did in support of Black Lives Matter. We raised $800. That is awesome. That is so spectacular. I am so thankful for everyone that helped out. But aside from that, we're jumping back into Netflix reviews, and I was able to check out the new heist movie, The Last Days of American Crime. Two men and a woman plan the heist of a century before a government broadcast signal wipes out crime forever. So is this new Netflix movie pack one of the best heists of 2020? Let's find out. But before I get into my thoughts, let me know what you guys thought of this new kind of crime heist movie in the comments down below. Now let's get into some of the good. So right off the bat, I believe that The Last Days of American Crime is based off of a graphic novel or a comic book by the same name, so it does get a little schlocky at times with some of the dialogue and the characters and everything, but I think the main thing that really stood out to me is kind of the sci-fi elements. I mean, it doesn't really lean into like futuristic sci-fi, but it's more of kind of not as far as cyberpunk, but a little bit more in the future where they're trying to completely get rid of crime by using almost radio waves in our brains and stuff like that. It's trying to eliminate crime. So I kind of thought the like lore and the sci-fi elements here that were present were kind of cool in kind of the overall story of this, Last Days of American Crime. But, I mean, Netflix has some great movies, they have some hidden gems, but this is a movie that is going to be completely buried, completely forgotten about. Again, I have not checked out the comic or graphic novel that this is based on, but it just feels like, one, this is just too bloated of a movie. This movie is coming in at about 2 hours and 30 minutes, and this could have easily been about 90 minutes, about an hour and 40 minutes, just getting to the plot, getting all of the characters set up, and boom, they get into this heist. But they take way too long establishing some of these characters, a few, other characters that they associate with the heist, a police angle that doesn't really tie in with anything else, and then obviously the crime angle of trying to eliminate crime, and how honestly it's probably never going to work, especially how they point out loopholes throughout this whole thing where it just would not work. And none of the characters are really compelling. You don't really like any of the characters. The main guy at kind of the forefront, or it follows him through this essentially kind of love triangle, is Brick, and then he gets involved with a guy named Kevin Cash, I believe, and then his hacker girlfriend, where they're kind of having this weird love triangle throughout this story. And it's like, whose side should I take? Because the Brick character isn't too compelling. You're not really like, oh, he's a great hero, but the Kevin Cash guy is just completely annoying and just outrageous. I mean, it's very much, I think, steering into that comic characterization of the characters, where some of them are completely over the top, just kind of shooting anyone and everyone, backstabbing people, like kind of having like an evil villain, but having this somewhat grounded in a realistic setting. I don't know, it was just a very rough slog of a movie. The pacing situations where there are some cool, fun action shootouts and everything, but with 2 hours and 30 minutes, there's a lot of downtime. There's a lot of time that could have just been chunked out of the movie. Like I said, that angle with like a separate cop trying to do his own patrols or something, it just does not tie in with the rest of the movie, and very much they do, I think, steer into a little bit more of that graphic novel cheesiness, if I would say, or schlockiness, because they have this kind of woman voiceover that is very, it feels like the dialogue is straight from the comics, so it's very kind of like life or death, and it's almost dropping exposition to get you caught up of what's going on, who these characters are, who they associate with, but we have 2 hours and 30 minutes to figure that out. It just did not work, and then also, very other scenes, like sexualized scenes, that very much felt like they were taken off of the page, but in real life, they were a little bit too cheesy. Overall, The Last Days of American Crime is a big ol' fart from Netflix. It has some kind of cool sci-fi elements, but I'm really sorry to poop all over this one, but the characters, the situations, the plots, the side plots, everything in this movie is just not great at all. I would highly recommend skipping out on The Last Days of American Crime. Please tell me if someone loved this graphic novel or comic. Let me know in the comments down below if it somehow ties in with it. But yeah, this was just a black Netflix movie. In closing, I'm going to give The Last Days of American Crime 1 out of 5 wads of money. So what did you guys think of The Last Days of American Crime? If you've seen this Netflix movie or now very much staying away from it, I want to know in the comments down below. There's a lot going on in this movie, but I want to give another shout out to everyone that helped with the charity live stream. Thank you so much. We raised $800. It was absolutely amazing. Follow all of my social media down there. Like this video, subscribe to the JBuck Studios channel, and until next time, we'll see you later.